Tamo su vas znači otpustili jer su tamošnji zakoni bili omogućavali puno lakše otpuštanje. Kad smo već kod toga, zbog čega uopće sad sjedimo sa jednim bivšim direktorom farmaceutske industrije koji nam sve ovo priča? Mislim na vas. Što vas je promijenilo? Je li to samo bilo pitanje što vam je tvrtka dala otkaz ili su neke druge okolnosti utjecale na to da danas zapravo razotkrivate pozadinu farmaceutske politike?
A lot of people have been asking me that question during the years. And they thought I was after revenge. In the beginning, I must say maybe there was such a feeling in me. But as I got more and more into this situation, it's impossible to have revenge against these people. I mean, I'm no David, but they are Goliath. And I decided to just tell my story. And the reason for telling my story is when my little son was born 6 years ago. When I saw him, and when I heard what had happened when he went to the pediatrician in Germany, the woman wanted to give him a vaccine. And I said to my wife, no vaccines, no medication whatsoever on this kid unless you first talk to me. The woman threw my children out, my wife and child out of the clinic and said, we only treat vaccinated children here. Oh man, if I had been there, I wouldn't be here with you, Chris. So my memory bank opened up. And everything started, you know, all the things that I did.
Te godina jako postao popularan i takozvani poremećaj hiperaktivnosti, to je ona čuvena kratica ADHD. Također još je neizmišljena bolest koja se eto reklamira da bi se djecu tretiralo lijekovima za smirenje, pa imamo zanimljive reklame poput one jednostavno budi dijete od ustajanja do odlaska u krevet. Što je fenomenalno kad se ima u vidu da se preporuča lijek zapravo za smirenje koji u stvari ubija svu kreativnost kod djece. To je također bio jedan od razloga koje opisujete u knjizi.
When I looked at my boy, newborn, and read what was going on with these drugs, and when they came and approved it for children, there's a psychiatrist from Harvard that opened his big mouth and said, these drugs should be used on children. I got blue, my face, my eyes got red, because this is unbelievable to give children psychotropic drugs which create a lot of side effects and kill a lot of people, older people. Now they're bringing it on children. For what? Because they jump around, because they're not attentive at school, because they might shout at a teacher or whatever. I did that when I was a kid. I used to throw mud at my teacher.
Na to su se žalili stari Grci, stari Sumerani, srednjovjekovni ljudi. Dali ste popis svih žalbi na djecu u proteklim tisućljećima. Ta bolest dječja je zapravo dobar opis svih drugih bolesti poput depresije koju ste prije spominjali.
Yeah, but nobody up to today have been able to tell me what kind of sickness this is.
Slično je sa depresijom. Neko je nekad dobre volje, nekad je loše volje, nekad je tužan, nekad ga nešto takne. Predočili ste upitnike za depresiju prema kojima je skoro svaki čovjek u depresiji, kada bi ih ispunili. U kojoj mjeri su se događali smrtni slučajevi zbog tih bolesti? Kako se došli do ove brojke od 25.000 ljudi? I kako su uopće istraživanja provođenja s obzirom da se reklamiralo istraživanje Prozaka na 11.000 ljudi, da bi na kraju ispalo da je riječ o možda 200?
Well, they were researched, but the research that they did was not always correct. I read in one study they were doing, they were giving the patients who was going to get the evaluation of the drug, they were giving them a tranquilizer before. And then they give them the pill. And in that, I think it's that same study, there was a girl, a 20-year-old girl, student from the university, who had joined that study because she wanted to earn some extra money. She hung herself in the lab after taking Prozac.
Na vrlo zanimljiv način je ovaj švedski psihijatar koji ste osobno podmitili da bi se ispitivanje budućeg Prozaka smanjilo na nekoliko mjeseci. Na zanimljiv način je korigirao podatke. Izvorno je bilo u podacima rečeno da je 5 ljudi imalo samo ubilačke misli, 4 je bilo u redu, da bi on na kraju čistim opisom potpuno promijenio značenje tih riječi. Pa smo odjednom imali 3 čovjeka kojima je u redu, a 5, 6 su imali nekakve druge efekte. Na taj način se, pretpostavljam, svi lijekovi stalno procjenjuju ili je baš riječ o blockbusterima samo?
You should be a doctor. You might make a good one. Yes, that's how it's done. Corruption is number 1. Money is number 2. And you can imagine, if you check the number of doses that have been used during the year of this product and multiply by the dollars for the price, it's a lot of money. And take the next product. I'm going to give you a product that you didn't put on your list over here. It's called Zyprexa.
Imam ga na popisu.
Okay, now Zyprexa is a neuroleptic. It's a family of the Prozac family and all of the other ones, Strattera and Zoloft and all of them. This Zyprexa was approved for schizophrenia. They went out and sold it for dementia, old people. That is illegal. Anyway, they were taken to court because some reports came out that they were hiding papers on side effects, which they did. It came out in the courts in Alaska. They were fined $1.4 billion. They paid, and they're still selling the drug. At the end of the month, the same time when this fine came out, they raised the price 11.5%. So you, the consumer, has to pay for the fine. And they still sell the drug.
To je vrhunac ironije, pogotovo se primjećuje s kojom lakoćom će tvrtke platiti 36 milijuna kazni nakon što su u toj godini zaradile $1 milijardu, to je praktički ništa. Na koji način se kupuju takozvani opinion leaderi, odnosno na hrvatskom stavotvoritelji? Tko su uopće oni i kakvu ulogu igraju? Dakle, kakvu ulogu igraju opinion lideri? Tko su ti ljudi i kako ih se kupuje?
Well, the opinion leaders nowadays, and this is personal, this is from me, and I know many cases, the researchers are bought. Okay? The company comes to them and says, well, here's what we want you to do, and these are the results we want. Because they can write the protocols for a study to give them their desired results. And that's how it functions today. So researchers, you can't trust any of them anymore. The same guy I told you about that said that this Prozac should be used in children, he got a marketing letter written by a marketing expert that he just signs on Prozac, and he got over $90,000.
Farmaceutske tvrtke sa lakoćom ulaze u medicinske časopise.
Oh, that's easy. You know, I mean, to get to you. If I came and offered you some money, wouldn't you take me on?
No.
No, well, you're a good company. Well, they're not. That's one way to do it. You go offer them enough. The journals live on advertising, and you can pay them to publish your paper. It's no problem.
Zanimljivo je vidjeti tko je sve na platnom popisu tvrtke Eli Lilly, recimo Bush stariji, pa neki njegovi suradnici, pa zanimljiva organizacija koja se zove Nacionalni savez protiv mentalnih bolesti. Taj savez nas zapravo podsjeća da postoje mnoge druge takozvane udruge bolesnika, koje zapravo propagiraju određeni lijek. Na koji način te udruge bolesnika imaju vezu sa farmaceutskom industrijom?
They fund them. They give funding. And in many cases they talk about giving charity money. The American Psychiatry Association, for example, is funded by Eli Lilly and Company. The American Diabetes Association is given money by Eli Lilly and Company, and other companies also. They have to keep the association. I heard of one case where a patient organization in Sweden some years ago were given a bus ride to Poland and money to spend. They were patients.
Suvremena medicina se propagira kao medicina utemeljena na dokazima. U kojoj mjeri je ona utemeljena na dokazima, u kojem postotku, je li baš sve laž ili ima nečeg na što bi se mogli osloniti? Spomenuli ste patentiranje novih proizvoda, promijeni se jedna molekula i vi patentirate novi proizvod. Znači, tu je nevjerojatna manipulacija, se također događa. No, u kojoj mjeri je medicina utemeljena na dokazima?
None.
Dobro, dovoljan odgovor.
And let me give you the example. What about the vaccines? You've heard the latest last years about the vaccines. They have not, at least I haven't seen any evidence to tell me that this thing is safe. All I've seen is a lot of people getting it and many children and older people dying and getting side effects that are maybe not immediately, but a lot of them will get it in the future.
Opisali ste prodaju lijekova zdravim ljudima kao primjerom prodaje osiguranja za kuću koju čovjek još nema. Konkretno ste napisali da je to kao da vam neko kaže kupite osiguranje za kuću mada još nemate, jer možda izgori u trenutku kada ćete kupovati, pa na taj sličan način se zapravo zdravi ljudi pretvaraju u bolesne i svima zapravo trebaju lijekovi. U najnovije vrijeme postoji niz akata koji čini se žele ograničiti općenito zdrave proizvode, vitamine, biljnu medicinu i slično. Koji su to zakoni, gdje se donose, kakvo je stanje u Americi, kakvo je kod nas?
Well, since a long time ago, even when I started in the business, we've always heard them classify alternative medicine as hocus pocus. It's nothing, it doesn't work. Yet, many of the medicines that they produce on a chemical basis comes from plants. The anesthetic, I mean, curare, for example, the belladonna plant for high blood pressure. Now, they have managed to synthesize everything which makes it cheap. Chemical medicine is cheap to produce, and the profits are high because they say we spend so much money on research. Okay, when I joined Lilly in 1968, they told me that they spend $1 million a day on research. Now let's take $1 million and multiply it by 365. That's $365 million. Take 10 years, $3.6 billion. What do they have to show for it? Now you tell me, Chris, you seem to be well versed in this area right now. Of course, you got to do your homework if you're going to talk to me. But tell me if you know one drug in the last 50 years that has cured anything.